Hello everyone. Another beautiful day out today. Sitting out on my back porch and it's not too hot. The breeze is kind of blowing just a little bit. It's just a beautiful day and I actually got to see a Hummer just a few minutes ago. They had gone for about a week and I was starting to wonder if there was something wrong with maybe my hummingbird juice, which is just water and sugar. But I could hear the noise. I was trying to get my phone set up. I could hear the noise of the wings, and I said, "Oh, Johnny, look, look, look!" And so maybe they were just visiting elsewhere, and they come to see me. But anyway, it's a beautiful day. And I wanted to talk about the chapter 1 in Acres of Diamonds, this book I'm reading by Jentezen Franklin, talking about the acres of diamonds that are actually in your possession now, in your backyard. You know, if you just look and focus on what you have, those are actually diamonds in your life. And not compare yourself to others or what others have in search, for more. But in chapter 1, today we're talking about the power of now, N-O-W, now. And I wanted to start off with the first sentence in this chapter. It says, when we focus too much on what things should look like, or the fear of what might or might not happen, we miss the power of what is happening now. And the story that he talks about, that he relates to in this chapter, is in John. So if you want to take your Bible and open up to John chapter 2, it's kind of short, so I'm going to read it so you know what this text is. And this is where there is a wedding going on, and Jesus and his mother and disciples were invited to this wedding. So starting in verse 1, it says, the third day there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there, and both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus saith unto him, they have no wine. Jesus said unto her, woman, what have I to do with this? My hour is not yet come. His mother said to the servants, whatsoever he said unto you, you do it. And there were set 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing water. Jesus said unto them, fill them with water to the brim. And they filled them all the way up. And he said unto them, draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bare it. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and he didn't know where it came from, but the servants who drew the water did, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and said unto him, every man set out the good wine first, but that you have kept it until now. This beginning of miracles did Jesus in Cana of Galilee, and manifested forth his glory, and his disciples believed on him. So this is where, like I say, they were invited to this wedding. And at weddings, tradition back then, they served some type of wine. And for the most part, most people pulled out their good stuff at the very beginning for all of their guests. It was a big thing. And when this wine had run out, Mary, the mother, she said, what are we to do? And she knew Jesus was born, for ministry, for something huge. And she was kind of pushing him a little bit, and he looked at her and said, it's not time for me to do anything. She just kind of ignored that and looked straight at the servants and said, you do what he says. And he just started giving instruction. And there were these 6, pots, and he said, fill them with water. And then, it was turned to this wine that apparently was amazing. And see, this was after the first had already been drank. So this was the last that was set out. And he said, you have saved the best for now. And I want you to pay close attention to that statement. You have saved the best until now. We've always heard this saying, you save the best for last. You save the best for last. A lot of people eat dessert last because, they think it's the best part of the meal. Or, at a party, you open the gifts, or you hit a piñata because it's so exciting and it's like the best thing you want to leave your guest with is, this really big thing. So you save this best for last. But if we're not careful, we live our entire life that way. Thinking that our next blessing, or the revival that's coming, or the next move of God, or the miracle that we need, the answer to our prayer, it's out there. It's coming one day. It's coming someday because we're praying, we're believing for it. But God doesn't always save the best for last. I mean, he can do that, and sometimes it works that way. But we need to be careful that we're not living 10 years out there. We can have victory now. We can have revival in our life right now. Our lives can change right now. Marriages can be restored. Financial help that is needed can come right now in the mailbox. Families can be reunited. Families that were torn apart can be reunited right now. Addictions to drugs, to alcohol can be broken immediately right now. Your breakthrough can happen. Miracles that you are needing in your body because of a disease or because of something the doctor has said over you, it can be healed right now. See, the enemy wants to distract us from the power of believing, standing, and trusting that right now is where the victory begins. Our greatest days are not behind us. The greatest days of the church are not behind us. God is not God of the past. He's not sitting around waiting for some day to show his power and greatness. He's doing it right now. In Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, it tells us that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. This means that if we really, truly comprehended the power of right now, we wouldn't have to wait. It says in that verse that we read in John 2, you have kept the good wine until now. God's best is not in the past and it's not in the future. It's right now. So now is the time that our life can change. It's time to start enjoying life again. And I'm seeing that every day. Some days are hard, especially with the death of Mama and Daddy. I'm not going to say that is not hard for me. I still cry. I still long to see them and to talk with them because they were a huge part of my life. When I say huge, I mean, I talked with them daily, multiple times a day. Me and Mom, I guess you could say we're texting buddies. We talked about everything. She knew me like a best friend would know me. And so having that snatched away from me suddenly, even though I am so happy she is with Jesus and I am so happy that I will see her again, but having it pulled away from you and you having to learn to live without that, with that silence and that void, it's hard. And only God can fill that void and give you peace. And I'm learning that I can't, it's not fair if I, yes, I hurt and I cry, but I don't want my children to suffer. I don't want my husband to suffer. I don't want my other family to suffer. I want to live because God has placed me here on this earth for a reason, and I have yet to see everything that He has for me, and I know that. And I want to live this life. I have a grandchild that's coming that I am so excited about, but I want to live life for the rest of my days with my family here. Losing Mama and Daddy on such short notice that I did has really made me realize of how much I want to spend more time with my family, and also doing kingdom work to tell everyone that I can about Jesus, because heaven is real. Jesus is real, and He loves you, and He wants you to have a life here, an abundant life, a blessed life, not one that you have to struggle. So anyway, back to my text, okay? All right, now, let's see here. So anyway, this is talking about now is the time to make changes. If you're waiting on a miracle in your body, declare it so. Believe you are healed. Speak it over yourself. I am healed by His stripes that He took on the cross. I am healed. Declare life to yourself. And if you're needing to spend time with your family, do it. Text them, call them, make an effort. It takes seconds to literally do that. And you don't know what it will do for that other person. Make the time, because you are not promised tomorrow. And so make the time to connect with your family. Make the time to do things with them. Make the time to pray and to read your Bible, and to make it takes effort. Like if you're wanting to exercise, and be healthy, you got to start. Even if it's small, even if you walk to the driveway and back, but do it consistently. Do it every day, and you'll notice that you'll start doing more and more, and that it does more mentally for you. And when you have a better mental mindset, things change. It really does. So I just want to encourage you today that now is your time. Believe for your miracle. Believe for your breakthrough. Believe that things are getting better, because God is for you. He's not against you, and He loves you oh so much. So I just wanted to talk to you about the power of now, and know that your now, it's going to be amazing. All right, I love y'all. Y'all have a good evening. All right, bye.